Okay, also we just finished Union Raid number 5, and so here are the teams that my union you have used, and also just kind of like suggestions on specific bosses. These are for Armstrong, Mace, Gravedigger, Rebuild, Stout, and Material H. So for Armstrong, this boss is kind of straightforward. He intermittently does like lasers or missiles that will follow into you, and you can actually dodge some of them. If you actually time your cover properly, you can actually dodge them, and so you can actually take in a little bit more offensive role. And if you use litter, and you could actually opt in to not having a healer, but for most of our guilds, most of my guildmates, we have opted for having a healer, so it's usually either Helm or Rapunzel. To that, and for those people that are lower level and they couldn't handle more, they do double dip on the healers, and so you could use that. And then there's also Noise. You could also use Noise for heals and Milk and other units as well. But primarily for Armstrong, you would focus on using assault rifle or machine guns. Scarlet, Modernia are kind of crucial into those, and then your burst 2 is pretty much anything. One thing to note is this boss is weak to water, so Dorothy is also could be used as well if you have like a DPS oriented Dorothy with like overload of elemental damage, but otherwise you could use Dorothy in other spots as well that I will talk about. Now for Mace is similar to Armstrong, and particularly you just do core shots on this boss. This boss is weak to Electro, so actually Guillotine and Scarlet are actually good against this boss. And in particular, other than having those Guillotine or Scarlet or Modernia or whichever, having a healer is useful, so you would add in like either Helm or Rapunzel. These are our most used healers as well. Now moving on to Gravedigger, this one is a lot more straightforward. We have played Gravedigger for so many times now. You guys are probably sick of this boss, but it's pretty much standard shotgun team. But it's also, some people have in our guild have also decided to use their Scarlet in there. Sugar, Drake are useful. The bunny girls are also useful. In particular, Noir is like really good to be used here, and it increases your interruption circle damage. Some of us have opted to using our Alice team in there, and that one actually also works if you have a pimped out Alice. So here I used my Alice team here. And the next one is Stout. Stout is pretty straightforward. You actually don't need any healer. Similar to Gravedigger, you don't need any healer. And for us, this is where most of our Dorothy teams have gone into, and Alice, and also like Snow White is also being used here. And we have some Snow White over here. And Guilty is also good because the boss is weak against wind, so you could use that as well. But for Stout, if there's anything to note, the fight is just make sure the boss puts out the shield, and make sure you have a Pierce unit that can deal to destroy the head that spawns. So units like Snow White, Maxwell, Alice, Dorothy are good. And then finally for Material H, this is basically the core of the units that we have used. Pretty much the bunny girls. So everyone who have bunny girls, we have recommended to just dump in Material H. And then I do have some team that uses Snow White as well. Snow White, Maxwell, with Litter, Novel, and then Rapunzel as the healer. I would say if anything, those are the main core teams that dealt the most damage for us. And in particular, the reason why Snow White and Maxwell are really good here is because Material H is weak against Iron as well. In terms of the boss battle gameplay, basically just focus on hitting the parts that spawn and then the mobs, and then once you destroyed all the parts, the core body part gets exposed, and you can start dealing core damage. So it's just a constant throughput of like attacking the body parts and then killing the core, and then on the last minute the boss will start doing a strong AoE, and there's a red dot that appears on the boss that will kind of time when he's going to do it. He does it about 3 to 4 times in the last minute, and you can start utilizing your cover to guard on that one, and then also rely on your healer. But yeah, that's about it. Good luck to everyone of you. There's still 5 days left, so have fun, and make sure to come visit me at twitch.tv/KaiJLV. I'll see you guys there, and don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys.